It's a good practice to create periodic backups of your server configurations. As you can see, we've put a fair bit of work into configuring our server up to this point. As you continue to work on your server, there's always a chance that something could go wrong. Backups will help ensure you have a point in time to revert back to if a problem arises without an easy solution. Sometimes, server problems are easy to diagnose and repair, but other times it can take days, even weeks, to find the cause of the issue. This is especially true if you run frequent updates on your server. If your web application is fairly complex with many users, you should always test updates on a backup server before implementing them on your live production server. In this lesson, we'll show you how to create manual backups of your server using Linode. The first step to creating a backup is to create a server with the same or higher specifications than the one you're backing up. The main reason for this is you want to make sure your new server has enough disk space to accommodate the data from your old server. Since we'll be backing up our server, which is on a Linode 2048 plan, we'll create another server also on the same plan. Make sure that the new server is in the same data center. Otherwise, the backup process will take much longer. So we'll just give that a minute. With the new server created, click on the dashboard button corresponding to the My Linode server. Click on the Clone tab. Place a check mark next to the configuration profile we're cloning. Don't worry about checking off the disks. When we clone the configuration profile, the disks are included. Now click the Select button here. On the following page, we can see the process is estimated to last 20 minutes. We need to select the Linode that we will be cloning this configuration profile to. So I'm going to make sure I select the new Linode we just created. Now click the Clone button. So under the host job queue, we can see the status of the backup. We can see now that the clone has been created. So what we'll go ahead and do is boot the server. Now go back to the Linodes tab and copy the IP address for the new Linode and paste it in your web browser. Sometimes it does take a minute or two after a reboot for the service to start. And we can see that Apache, the default page, has loaded. So that tells us that the clone was done successfully. Remember, this is an exact replica of your other server. The only difference is the IP address. So you can administer it the exact same way, but just make sure that you use the correct IP address for this server. And I'll just go ahead and rename this.